You thought Spectrier was cool, huh? Well, you chose wrong, because Glastrier is the best Pokemon in Generation 8. These stats, what this Pokemon does, is completely unacceptable for an unrestricted legendary. Now, I kind of said that about Spectrier, because you're looking at this and this just breaks Pokemon. You're not allowed to do that, Game Freak, let alone with a special Moxie. But we've had a lot of that with the Crown Tundra. I don't need, like, what was Game Freak thinking? Because now we have the fastest Pokemon ever that comes with a free choice specs. Glastrier takes all the weaknesses of Glastrier and Regieleki, because Glastrier can get outsped, Regieleki effectively only knows electric-type moves. Glastrier takes all those weaknesses and throws them out the window, wasting no time. Like, this is the idea of a perfect Pokemon. We're not wasting any stats in special attack. You know, if we're going back a couple years or a couple generations, this Pokemon have like an 85 special attack for no reason, and it's losing 20 somewhere. It would have 50 speed for no reason, which makes it worse in Trick Room, and it also makes it to where we're wasting speed points, because you're already going to get outsped by everything, and then those stat points would be stolen from somewhere else. This is the most appalling tank I have ever seen. This is the most ferocious bruiser Pokemon. Nothing else looks like this. And then it gets Moxie. And it also gets a really, really good move pool. There is no shortage of coverage for this Pokemon. You want Mega Horn? You got it. You want close combat? You got it. You want body press on a 130 defense Pokemon so you can mix up what you're doing? Dark, ground, steel, ice. It's excellent. It also got the Iron Defense, because why not? Why not make one of the tankiest defense Pokemon in the game that's backed up with an incredible amount of special defense? Why not just make it tanky? Why not make it to where just nothing can KO this Pokemon? So we're going to start off this video, not with a moveset, but with some damage calculations. Whoops, wrong button. So you understand what is going on here. So Toxapex is as tanky as Glastrier. Glastrier is if Toxapex had a 145 offensive stat. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how to make that sink in anymore. I wanted to show like one of the most powerful neutral hits I could think of, so naturally I just went to the new Pokemon, Spectrier. We have a 145 stab boosted special attack with a Life Orb. It's a 3-hit KO on Toxapex. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Remember when I said that Toxapex is as tanky as Glastrier? I was wrong. Glastrier's tankier than Toxapex. Now, I also wanted to play around. Like, what happens if we have a 145 attack physical move from a 90 power Phantom Force, or just a 90 power same type attack boosted move with a Life Orb? How much damage are we taking? Still a 3-hit KO. Like, this Pokemon is just filthy. It's beyond filthy in what it gets to do. And then it gets to survive 2 of those, and then return 145 attacks worth of damage. And they gave it the Avalanche. So this is uninvested. But also we're so tanky, we can just go into attack. We can just go and KO anything that's trying to challenge us, and we still have a free item slot. Like, Spectrier has 100 base hit points. And we can just Avalanche it back and KO it while it doesn't even 2-hit KO us. You get to do 2 of these. Garchomp is a 3-hit KO. Like, what does that mean? It's for Pokemon. What does that mean for Glastrier? Like, and this is going to be for the Choice Scarf. And even if you add a Life Orb into this equation, so it depends on what, you know, where we're finding the Life Orb inside the game because of item clause. Like, they throw an Outrage and then we KO them, and that's just Garchomp gone, and we're still at 40%, and that was possibly, like, then their Life Orb is gone from their team. So the only thing that happens is they start doing progressively less damage from there after getting rid of one of the highest attacking Pokemon in the game. And if they're not using Outrage, like if it's you know, Choice Scarfed Earthquake Garchomp is over, if it's Life Orb and they want to use Earthquake to not get locked into an Outrage, it's still, what is that chance to 3-hit KO? Yeah, so it's a 6% chance to 2-hit KO. So pretty much we're always seeing a 3-hit KO on that one. You get to set up. You get to do whatever you want. And again, these are horrible situations for Glastrier to be in, and it's still okay with that. It does not care. So let's go and talk about some of the movesets. do you need to go any further? Like, this is the weird moveset. This is the awkward Verlisify moveset. But once again, I've been looking into the little holes that Gamefreak has left inside the Pokemon that they've introduced, and I feel like there's a lot of game breaking inside of there. You know, like Rest Sleep Talk on the Regidrago, I don't think you can really stop that under normal Pokemon circumstances. Same thing with this. Like, okay, just go max special defense with a Moringa Berry. What was that we had over here? Screw it. I mean, we can still keep Toxapex because this is like worse. This is less tanky. So I mean, if we effectively, you know, do something like this and we show it off like that, like the Shadow Ball is doing that, but at +1, it's a 4-hit KO. That's the power of the Moringa Berry. But let's go back to the Garchomp, because you might have noticed I was doing those calculations with 0 defense investment. So you could just have a full offensive Glastrier that doesn't care about the Garchomp, or you eat the Outrage and you Iron Defense. And then you can rest. And then Garchomp is confused. So that leaves a lot of doors open for you. Or, again, if it's like this is Life Orb. This is a Life Orb Garchomp. Completely getting bodied. 4% chance of 4-hit KO with a Life Orb. Garchomp is going to die to its own confusion and Life Orb before Glastrier goes down. Because you just wake up, you rest, you wake up, you rest, and it goes away. And if it's Scarfed, then it's and that's just, like, look at it. That's just, I can't put how absurd this is into words. You just put hit points on this Pokemon, you double its defense. And that is what a Garchomp can do to you. Nothing. So, this is filthy. Yeah, it's at the point where it's like, how's a Pokemon going to succeed like this without sustain? Well, if it's so tanky that it just finds like the smallest little bit of stats into it, then that happens. This is also a case for Baton Pass. Like, if you get any special defense into the Glastrier, it's absolutely busted. Iron Defense just, you know, that'll carry itself on its own defense, since you'd have no real way of like boosting the special defense. If you're going to be doing Baton Pass in that, then I say Chesto Resto is viable. But I mean, Chesto Resto is almost viable like this, because as you saw, we can still endure a lot of special attacks. I mean, like, you rest, wake up. You don't have like the infinite durability against special attacking Pokemon. But I mean, what if you just don't care about special attacking Pokemon and you run a special tank, and then this is your physical tank Pokemon? Because how do you do anything against that? Well, that not bold, because that would get rid of your attack. But you know what I'm talking about. You know, Impish Nature. Like, now this thing just will not go down to physical hits. Even some of the craziest, super effective physical hits in the game. You have a special tank to back that up, and you just eventually go for game. Like Iron Defense Body Press. Insane amounts of damage. 2 Iron Defense Body Press, that's KOing everything. Avalanche, as we showed, it's a lot of damage without any boost. So what you want to do is you want to go Iron Defense, Body Press. Chilling Neigh activates. Oh wait, you just got attack? Now your Avalanche is one-shotting without any investment. And your attack is so high, the investment doesn't even matter. Like, watch. Let's go from 326 to 389. That does nothing. A +1 is going to give you 150. Actually, 160. That +1 is going to be so much more value than a max attack, adamant nature, EV invested Glastrier. And we already saw that the Avalanche has KO potential. And you're slow, so you're only making use of that Avalanche. Remember, no wasted stats here. Thanks for playing, but you can also run this Pokemon in other ways. Trick Room in doubles makes this Pokemon beyond broken. Trick Room singles probably finds like just a way of making this Pokemon super crazy. Like, you sacrifice a Pokemon for Trick Room, even with like 2 turns of Trick Room left, this Pokemon is going to change the entire game. Like, even after sacrificing a Pokemon and only getting 2 turns of speed, well, now it gets 2 KOs, possibly on like a Dynamax or something, and then it still takes 3 turns to KO, or at least 2 turns to KO. So it's going to get 4 turns of high efficiency with just the minimum amount of Trick Room that it can get its hands on. So that's kind of crazy. But also, you know, doubles Trick Room is crazy. Just weakness policy Dynamax. You're going to have to attack this Pokemon. You have to deal with this Pokemon in some way, because that has a 145 attack. But now we take all those damage calculations we did and we cut it in half, because we're doubling our hit points on a Dynamax, and we're also going to be doing more damage because of the Dynamax move. So that's something. Close combat gives you attack. Close combat outside of it is just going to be like a finishing blow. Like, okay, you take a 60% hit, or you're already at 60% and you take a 40%. Close combat the Pokemon in front of you if it gets a KO. You're already getting KO'd next turn because your weakness is getting outsped. But if you've already picked up 2 3 KOs, getting a 4th KO and then losing defenses close combat, probably not the worst thing that could have happened in a Pokemon battle. It gets Throat Chop. Like I said, it's got that dark coverage. It's got that fighting coverage. It's got that everything coverage. High horsepower. Wait a second. We haven't even talked about when this Pokemon's Dynamaxing and getting benefit. High horsepower gives you special defense while Dynamaxed. Now, I was thinking maybe there's something super wacky you can do inside of here, but I'm not comfortable getting rid of body press when you have this iron defense pressure to put in horsepower. But that actually might be what breaks this Pokemon. That you go like Citrus Berry even, so you get that set up even longer. Because like, if you Dynamax, we already know that we're really impossible to kill anyways, so I don't even know what we do, like defense nature, so you're just kind of rounded against defense. Do we still keep the special defense nature because of what's going on here? And then you Dynamax, you use 2 horsepower, so now we're doubling our special defense. That's more than we're getting out of the Moringa Berry. Also, the Citrus Berry is getting that effectiveness because we're getting, 25% of our health back. Well, we just doubled our defenses, so now it's like a 50% effective health back. Iron defense, same thing. So you do something wacky like that, and then you just use 2 high horsepowers on a 140 attack Pokemon. That might be a KO. That 3rd high horsepower, that might be a KO. Avalanche? Oh, now, wait, then Chilling Neigh comes into play? So it's like, yeah, you might not even need the body press. Body press didn't exist before Generation 8, and these kinds of weird things happen where for like a tank Pokemon, like body press isn't needed to win. It just makes the win feel a lot more oppressive. But with this, like, what do you do about that? Like, what happens here? When you just put the special defense in the Pokemon like that and it can iron defense otherwise, maybe Chesto Resto is still what you want to do here because you Dynamax, you come out of Dynamax still healthy enough to rest, and then that's what the Chesto Berry's for. You iron defense before you Dynamax, and then, you got high horsepower. Maybe they Dynamax, try to take you out. You can protect. So let's say you iron defense, take the hit, doesn't matter because you're iron defensed. So the physical attacker doesn't matter. If they're special attacker, you immediately high horsepower against them for the max quake. And then they have to Dynamax, why don't you just protect? You get 1 turn of canceling that. Use high horsepower again. Now you have double the special defense. They can't KO you on their last Dynamax turn, you rest. You wake up instantly, you iron defense. Now you have a +2 special defense, +2 defensive, tankiest Pokemon in the game. You burn their Dynamax. If at any point you get a KO, you get a +1, and that +1 makes you one-shot everything on Avalanche while being the tankiest Pokemon in the game. You Chesto, or not even Chesto, you rest, you wake up, and you're still at half hit points. How do you play this? Like, how do you play against this? And I was also thinking, like, what if we just do only Dynamax? Because, A, we can run Heavy Slam. Don't Heavy Slam in a Dynamax Pokemon. People are like, Heavy Slam's kind of bad now because you don't want to be using it against opponent's Dynamax because it literally does no damage. Just Dynamax and then use Heavy Slam. Now you got a Steel-type move that boosts your defenses. Now you can still high horsepower. Here, I don't know what to put here. Payback sounds pretty cool, but maybe you do want that Fighting-type move. That way you can just absolutely destroy a Tyranitar or some other kind of Pokemon. Like, Rock-type Pokemon's going to be scary against you, so I just like Payback because it kind of works like the Avalanche. But if you have Avalanche, why are you using Payback? So, Superpower, I think, can work here with the Chilling Neigh, because then you're not losing your precious special defense. You can also put Close Combat there. Like, if I Dynamax, I go Heavy Slam, high horsepower, get a KO, do something else, and then I Close Combat, I'm just losing the bonuses I got, I still probably survive a hit. So even after Close Combating, you're not in KO range, depending on the opponent's Pokemon. So you're still ridiculous, and then Chilling Neigh is still popping off, and if you survive after Close Combating, you're getting a KO on Avalanche. So that's nasty. So then when you're Dynamaxing, I was thinking Guava Berry. I feel like you're going to be under a quarter of hit points more times than not, so the Guava Berry is giving you that extra health. So you have to tear through 233% of the tankiest Pokemon's hit bar, while it's also boosting its defense and special defenses. Oh, and it's also just like blowing up everything. I think the max attack is cool, but like I said, like if you're Dynamaxing this Pokemon, you don't need it. You just do, something like that, maybe a little bit of a weird split so you get the most efficiency out of it. But look at this, at the Bold Nature, like our stats are effectively even right there, and then you just stay balanced the entire way. I really like that as an EV trained tanky Pokemon, philosophy. So you do that, and you're ready for everything, and you're fine against everything. Well, minus the Bold Nature. Once again, Impish Nature. I just clicked on the first defense one I saw, but Impish Nature, this. And then you get a KO while you're Dynamaxed and boosting your defenses. And then it's more attack than if you had Adamant invested. And as we saw, that Avalanche just starts KOing afterwards, and they got to chew through a Guava Berry. So we have the no setup one, because you know you're still taunt bait, I guess. So we have the no setup one, we have the weakness policy one, and then we have the unkillable one. Gamefreak. Gamefreak. Gamefreak thought this was okay. I mean, these Pokemon are meta warping. These Pokemon are game changing. And I don't really know how to say more on top of that. So